Hey everybody, this is Rob Archangel of Archangel Inc. And today I want to talk about KDP Print versus CreateSpace. Now, both of these are paperback print-on-demand options that are available for self-publishing authors who are using the Amazon platform. They're both under the Amazon umbrella, and they have a lot of overlap, but some differences that I want to talk about. So let's first talk about some of the things they have in common. One, as mentioned, they are paperback print-on-demand options. That means that you are, as a self-published author, able to upload formatted files and have them available for users around the world to purchase, and Amazon will handle the printing and the distribution, the shipping out to this individual, and then you receive a royalty. You don't have to have a standing inventory. You don't have to have a number of books printed all at once that you have to ship out yourself. Both of them print on demand, one item at a time, as orders are being made. As a result, both of them also have somewhat higher per unit costs, but your overall investment can be relatively minimal. In fact, it can be completely free if you have a little bit of technical know-how and are interested in doing all of the various stages of production yourself. So that's one advantage to each of these. They both have some free options. They both offer free ISBNs, and ISBNs are basically serial codes for books that allows books to be uniquely identified and cataloged. And Kindle Print as well as CreateSpace offer those for free to individuals that are using their platform. What other things do they have in common? As mentioned, they're both under the Amazon umbrella. CreateSpace technically is a subsidiary company, and so CreateSpace has its own platform, and you have to log on to that website, establish an account there, and you can manage all of the affairs of your book through CreateSpace itself. With KDP Print, it is integrated right away, right on the same back-end platform as your Kindle digital edition. So that's one principal advantage that a lot of authors seem to enjoy and appreciate about it. You can track your sales and track your royalties and receive royalties all from the same place. You don't have to have a secondary website to log into, an account to track and follow up with. Another advantage potentially of KDP, and of Kindle Print, that I haven't fully gotten the details on yet, but seems to be the case, you may be able to price a little bit more competitively than you would at CreateSpace just because of the royalty structure and the way that CreateSpace works. They charge a premium, and then Amazon charges a premium, and you get a certain percentage of your indicated sale price. You do have the option to indicate whatever sale price you want over a certain minimum threshold, and beyond a certain maximum threshold, I think $200, $250, somewhere around there. But for the most part, you have flexibility. You can decide whether the book is going to sell for $9.99 or $19.99 or $39.99. Anyway, both Kindle Print as well as CreateSpace allow that sort of end-user flexibility, that author flexibility. So those are both pros. Now, let's talk about some of the differences between KDP Print and CreateSpace. The principal disadvantage that I can see is that CreateSpace allows you to produce wholesale copies or author copies that you can order in bulk. You can order 1 or 5 or 10 or 50 or 100 or 500 copies at 500 copies or above. I believe you also qualify for wholesale rates, so the per unit price goes down a little bit lower. With KDP Print, that doesn't seem to be the case. You're not able to actually order proof copies or have copies on hand. So if you wanted to, for example, order 20 or 30 copies that you can give to friends or family or clients, or if you're going to do some sort of public speaking gig or performance, you wouldn't be able to have those copies at a discounted rate as you would with CreateSpace. So that's potentially a disadvantage. Another disadvantage to KDP Print is you don't have any other distribution options. It's basically for folks who want to go all in on the Amazon platform. And there are very good and legitimate reasons to consider doing that, principally that Amazon is the largest bookseller in the world, the largest book vendor in the world, and most of the users who end up purchasing books either digitally or paperback at least have used Amazon, if not use them more or less exclusively. That said, there are potentially advantages to having your book available for extended distribution and having it available in libraries and other institutions, which as yet is not an option with KDP Print. So that's one disadvantage. Another disadvantage, if you're an entity like us and you've actually purchased your own ISBNs, there doesn't seem to be any way to integrate your own imprint into Kindle Print. So for example, the book would not show up as published by Archangel Inc. or by Joe Smith, Author Inc. It would show up as published by Kindle Print in the same way that the free ISBNs that you use for CreateSpace, all of those books are listed with the publisher of CreateSpace independent publishing platform. So you don't have a chance, if you have your own small publishing house or have your own personal imprint, to indicate that. So when people type in Joe Smith Publishing or Archangel Inc. Into the Amazon search bar, it would not show up, and that's potentially an issue for branding and if you have other items in your collection that you want people to be able to find. So one other thing that is potentially a disadvantage of Kindle Print, but applies to CreateSpace as well, is that it does not yet seem to have any integrated functionality with Amazon marketing services. A lot of authors that we've been in communication with have had some success with Kindle ads, Kindle digital book ads, and have seen resurgence in some of their titles that they're able to put in front of the eyes of readers who are interested in their material. And it seems to be very promising and a burgeoning industry for a lot of folks who are familiar with it and are able to help effectively and earn positive returns on your investment. So if at some point Kindle Print allows for that sort of integration and allows for that sort of preferential marketing as opposed to CreateSpace, that might tilt the odds in the favor of Kindle Print. But right now, the fact that the distribution options are somewhat limited, the fact that you can't order bulk and wholesale copies, that you can't indicate your own imprint, all make it a little bit disadvantageous for lots of authors that we work with. And I see no real clear advantage aside from the comparatively small amount of additional ease in having all of your sales and royalties under one back-end portal. I see no other advantage really to going with Kindle Print versus CreateSpace. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and if things change, that may shift. But for now, CreateSpace seems to be the way to go for folks who are interested in using one of these print-on-demand options that are under Amazon's umbrella. If you have any questions or experiences, please let us know down below. I will be happy to answer questions as best as I can. I'd love to hear more about your experience using one or the other and pros and cons that you've experienced. Wishing you all the best.